video today. I'm just going to give you some bait tips really and some money saving tips. I was just sorting out for another session. I'm going to decided to do a Challenge Nigel sort of little series because I've got loads of bait in the freezer to use up. I've got two drawers, one of frozen ground bait, pellets, maggots, squats, pinkies, you name it, and then the other one's all sea fishing stuff with loads of squid, salted lugs, salted mussels, mackerel heads, you name it. And I'm just going to do a big freezer clear out, so I'll do one first. I think the next time I'm off, probably go back to the lake I fished last week, and just use everything. I'm not going to buy any bait, I'm just going to use everything out of what I've got in the freezer. There's sweet corn in there, there's meat in there, there's hemp in there. So I thought it was a good opportunity when I'm doing this and I'm sorting out, it's just to give you some money saving tips really, and what I do. I mean, I've sort of been there, done that, and learned the hard way. You get sucked in by all these hard sell adverts and companies on social media promoting their stuff, and they are good, don't get me wrong, they are good, but they can be very, very expensive. If you want that little edge with match fishing, that, you know, that's fair enough, but when you're pleasure fishing and that, there are ways to still get the same results. And I've never, you know, I've been on the river and I've come away with some cracking results, and everyone was like, "Oh, what ground bait are you using?" And I make it up myself now. I've narrowed it down. I do a bream style ground bait and a roach style ground bait, and I can mix and match if I want more fish meal, if I want a bit sweeter. And I'll just show you. You know, when I buy the bait now, I try and buy it in bulk for a whole season. The last time I bought it, I've just bought some more not long ago, but the last time it lasted me a good year and a half, and I buy like 5 kilos of stuff at a time, and it lasts me. So what I normally do is I'll bring the camera around so you can have a look. I use the company online. I'm not paid by them, I'm not sponsored by them. There's a couple I use, but I use AA baits, and they are brilliant for all your particles and ground bait and glugs and stuff like that. Great service, brilliant price. You can get as much as you want or as little as you want, anything from a kilo up to 50 kilo. You know, they've got everything on there: glugs, ground baits, hemps, particles, you name it. So we'll start with the ground bait. I just bought, I did buy a big bag of 20 kilo bag of brown crumb, but what I have done, the bag before I bought online as well, I had some green crumb. Green, let me see that. And I mixed the two together, I split it, so I've got some green and brown crumb in there. And what I've also got in there, you see these bits, I've got the cash and carry. I get all like the cheap broken digestive biscuits, or the cheap digestive biscuits, because basically that's what a lot of these continental ground baits are. It's sweet biscuit base and digestive. So there's loads of digestives which I've just whizzed down in a food processor. There's some crushed hemp in there as well, not too much. There's this is my base mix, and then if I want to go, as I say, a carpy or more bream style, I'll add a load of fish meal in. I just get these from work. These are, I'll just put this up here. You get these at work, they're brilliant, they're airtight, they keep the smell out. This is fish meal, it stinks to high heavens, but I bought 5 kilos of this. It's really, really strong. I think this is 80% salmon. Oh, yeah. So before I go to whatever venue and decide whatever I'm doing, I can make up whatever ground bait I need. If I want going on the river or canal or anywhere that I'm specifically targeting roach, then I'll use a lot more hemp. I've got aniseed oil, which I'll, as well when I'm doing the hemp, the good tip, I do my hemp in big batches. I'll get a couple of pans, great big pans, 2 of these old pans, fill it up or half fill it with hemp, leave it soaking in cold water for 2 days, put a lid on it, and after 2 days just turn it on, slowly bring it up to the boil. It doesn't take long if it's soaking it for 2 days, plenty of water, and all the water, let it cool down once I've drained it and the hemp's cooked, and I just put them into drink bottles. I'll take one out the night before. I can use that for wetting my ground bait, as well if I'm doing a sort of roachy style mix, skimmer mix. Got loads of crushed hemp here. Again, I get from AA Baits. There's more crushed hemp there, more hemp there. And again, the hemp. This is the large French hemp. 5 kilos there. And I say I've got loads in the freezer, which I've boiled off, and then just double bagged it, and it's in the freezer ready to go. And then if you want to flavour your pellets or flavour your ground bait some more, whatever you're doing, if I'm doing a bream mix on the river, I just buy this agricultural stuff. I got it online. It's £5 for 5 litres of molasses. Can't go wrong. You know. What I do as well, I just get an old bottle, something like this. Just an old. And then this one's got this one's got hair conditioner in it and water. That's not for my hair. That's for when I'm pole fishing. I've got a smaller bottle of this I'll take now, it's too much, but rather than buying the really expensive stuff, even Andy May and the other one say they just use hair conditioner, and it's just 50-50 mix of hair conditioner and water, just lubricate the elastic. But yeah, any bottle like this, any bottle really, another pop bottle, I just pour some molasses in there. Whatever I'm doing, take to the peg, I can mix that in with my hemp water from the ground bait. I've got some active hydro wheat, which is brilliant if you're using hemp, the hempy roach ground bait. If I'm using carp mix or heavy fish meal oil, I've got some fish meal oil. That's for sea fishing, some squid hydrosylate. It's so much cheaper to buy these big 1 litre things than the tiny little ones you get in the shop for £5. I was looking at them the other day in Angling Direct and other shops, but there's some Scopex cream. I've put some Scopex, and there's some crushed up cell boilies in there, and I use them for once my pellets are soaked. I just put some of this on my pellets. Another little tip I'll throw you. You know, if you want to save some money, see if you can get to a cash and carry or anywhere a wholesaler, or it's decent supermarkets if you can. You know, you get all the Asian supermarkets, ethnic supermarkets. Now they do things in big bags, big bulks. Your general supermarkets, you only get a little packet. And I just went in there. We've got a like 2.5 kilo sack of maize meal. It's great for cleaning your maggots with. It's lasted me absolute ages, a couple of years, something like that. Once you get your maggots back, if you've got horrible sawdust in there and horrible maize meal, they're going to be a bit smelly. Riddle them off. Get rid of any dead maggots. Get rid of any casters. Some fresh maize meal on there, and then you can dust them with whatever you want. I normally use turmeric. I've got I think I've got this I bought online, which is absolutely brilliant if I'm after roach and stuff on that in the rivers. Great big bag, £2, £2.50 online for that. Ground aniseed. Really strong, really strong. It's pure aniseed. Again, I can put that in the ground bait as well. We'll make a nice roach ground bait. And pellets as well. Go to find someone online. There's a couple on Amazon or eBay or any of the online shops. They sell pellets in bulk. Again, it's just so much cheaper buying them in a little packet from the shop or fishing them. I just bought a whole big bucket. I go in and get 5 kilo of 2 mils, 4 mils, bit less of 6 and 8s because I don't use as much as them, but 2s and 4s, just buy it in bulk. Works out so much cheaper. You only have to, you know, if you buy 5 kilo of 2 mils and 4 mils, that'll last you a whole season. Yeah, nice little tips for you. Another tip is, I just use an old airing cupboard. I've got a shelf underneath. One underneath the airing cupboard, put a shelf up and keep everything double bag, triple bag, put everything in sealed containers, airtight bags. Don't put it outside in the shed because they'll just be all eaten by rats and mice and all the rest of it. Just keep them well sealed in containers, Tupperware containers or buckets or airtight sealed bags, so there's no smell. Yeah, that's, you know, I've put ground bait in the shed before, and when I first started doing it, I bought a 20 kilo bag of brown crumb from Angling Direct. I put it in the shed. I used it once, and I went back to it about 3 months later. Went to the bag and thought, well, it was about that much. It was about 2 kilos of ground. I thought, where's all that gone? And then as I opened the bag, Stuart Little and all his friends came jumping out everywhere. And yeah, lesson learned. Even when I thought, oh, I've got some bags and put some hooks on the shed roof and hung them up, but no, just now on, I just keep them in the house, in the dry, in a cupboard. There's no smell, and I've never had any problems. Touch wood. So give it a bit extra flavour. Yeah, some aniseed oil as well from doing a roachy mix. If you want your ground bait dark, sort of springtime, autumn time, when you get a load of molehills, I'll go and take the soil, put them in a bag like that, sieve it off, keep the molehill. But if you want it dark in your mix, just this here, it's just, you get them in the supermarket, it's gravy brown, it's just, there's no flavouring in it at all, it's just caramel colour, really dark. Add that to your liquid. If you want a really nice black mix, if the water's clear and you want to darken it down. And it's so much to say. I mean, the ground baits, hemp, fish meal, these are obviously I get over time, but I think for all the hemp, the fish meal, the crushed hemp, the ground baits, it was about 60 quid and 65 quid, and that lasts me well over a year. And when you're going out on a river and you're chucking in 20 balls of ground bait, you know, you don't want a tiny little bag, 2.5 kilo bag that's costing you a fiver a time. You know, 10-15 quid just for one session on ground bait, and that's without all your maggots and casters and all the rest of it. So yeah, hope there's some good money saving tips for you there. And as I say, next couple of videos, if anyone's got any suggestions for sort of like little challenges to do, leave a comment down below what you like, you know, as long as it's obtainable. It's not like go out and catch a great white shark on a pen rod or anything like that. Anything I can do in and around Norfolk, sort of Suffolk area, on rivers, lakes, using whatever method, whatever bait, chuck me a challenge. So the next couple of videos I'm just going to get out, just have to freeze it clear out, see if the challenge is going to be is catch as much as I can using freezing cleaner. So anyway, it's a quick one. Hope you enjoyed it, and any questions or comments you want to know, leave it below. Right. Take care. Cheerio.